Hi everyone, it's FC.Liverpool. Yes, it's all about Liverpool tonight. I hope you're all watching. Hope you tune in. And if you do, just press the like and we'll have a good conversation. We've got a few guests on tonight. Some a bit late, to be honest. I have Keith Taylor. Keith Taylor's coming up. I have Marios Manzos, he's coming up. I have George Scott as well, but they're all going to be a little bit late. And J.K. Kismet, he's coming up. And they're all good lads, they're all good Reds, they all know what they're talking about. And it's great. And I've also got waiting in the wings there, vase of flowers, my old mate Lee. he's waiting in the wind. And we're going to have a good night, actually. But I want you to all comment, see what you think. And I was reading a report today, what did I actually read this? I was reading a report today that Matip, Thiago and a couple of others are all free to talk to foreign teams in January. You know, whether they go at the end of the season or whether they go in January, I'm not quite too sure. But we'll see what happens. It's amazing, isn't it? You know, there's Matip playing the games of his life for Liverpool. And some foreign teams can come in and take him. Most probably for free. I just don't know whether he signs a contract or what. But I'll ask Lee this anyway. I'll bring him in now. There he is. Hi, Lee.
Hi, Frank. Hi, everybody.
You're okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, good.
Oh, that's good. Because what do you think of? I'll just say hello to these a minute. You know, Tony Barton. Hello, Frankie. Look at that. Pints and 2 thumbs up. He'd be coming up and saying hello, Lee, to you. Well, I love this fella's name as well. G'day, Frank. Hope you're well, mate. You never walk alone, everyone. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely from Keegan Murphy? That's a good Keegan Murphy. I just think that's cool, that. Cool. Keegan Murphy. Evening, Lee, says Tony, and a pint and a thumb up here. Yes, so what do you think of, that report where the likes of Matip...
Do you want me to speak about Matip?
Yeah.
Last season and in the summer, I was wishing he played his last game for us. I was wishing really hard that he played his last game for us and we bought a new centre-back. But he has surprised me. He was bloody brilliant the other day, wasn't he? Him and Virgil at Brentford's attack tucked up, didn't they? And they tried hard. In Buemo and Wissa, they're dangerous forwards. And they're a dangerous team, Brentford. If they weren't, they wouldn't be 10th or 11th, whatever they are. You know what I mean?
They're a very hard team.
They're no mugs, Brentford, like.
No, and they're very hard to break down. Not only are they hard to break down, but they're also great at set pieces. And because Liverpool, in the first couple of minutes, a lot of problems with the set pieces, if you know what I mean. In the opening first couple of minutes, when they had that free kick and it was floated over and someone nearly got on the end of it and they could have scored easily. But then again, it's just one of those things. But we controlled it after that. We controlled them. They had a few quick breaks, with good passes actually through the middle. But there's Big Ali, you've got to beat him. If you beat the defenders, you've got to beat that man. He's absolutely incredible. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it was a really pleasing performance. And I've been reading the live streams and that, and people are still saying Endo's crap. But Endo, he got his first full Premier League game there, didn't he? Against a tough team, and we kept a clean sheet. So I don't see any reason on God's green earth why Endo shouldn't start in the Etihad. Yeah. Don't forget, McAllister is playing in Argentina versus Brazil at 12:30 on Wednesday morning. That means he gets back on what, Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and he ain't going to play. McAllister, and I doubt if Alvarez plays as well for Argentina, I don't think he'll play for City. So I'm looking at us playing Endo, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That it's a big thing keeps going on in front of me. I don't think you can see it though. Anyway, I'll just say hello to these wonderful people. Stephen Snee. Even and Frank, hello Lee. Nice to see the contents of the vase reflex.
Thanks, Steve.
And he says, Brentford's won 3 on the bounce before Sunday. Thomas Franks, no mug. And he's right. He's absolutely right. There. And Brian McMahon says, Lee, Matip and Virgil and our team are beginning to recover from the year we nearly won the lot, as well as players coming to the end of the playing days. And I agree there. I agree. I totally agree, because 2 seasons ago, Stephen Snape would tell you, Tony Barton would tell you as well, I said that we needed midfield players then 2 years ago. And if we would have got them 2 years ago, I'm telling you now, we'd be in the Champions League this season instead of the Europa League. But, you know, I know we don't need any. Klopp was coming out and saying that we don't need anyone. In fact, we had no money. That was the problem. And I can't see how Liverpool don't have any money.
I think when Klopp said we don't need anyone, it was like a Freudian slip. He was crying out for money, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was crying out for some new signings.
No, of course he was.
No, honestly, we don't need anyone.
But the thing is, he came out with a statement, I think the season before, and that's when I said we need two new midfielders. I said that the season before as well. And anyone who knows me would say, yeah, he did. You know, yeah, you did, Frank. But having said that, when he came out and said to the journalists, keep saying this, reiterating this, when he came out and said to the journalists, you were right, I was wrong, and he brought in Arthur Melo, and that scuppered our season last season. We were lucky to finish in the Europa League, you know, because we went 10 games, didn't we, or whatever.
Yeah.
The last 10 games without defeat.
We nearly got the Champions League, though. It was right at the end. There was still, like, I think it was the last 2 games. We were still in with a shout, weren't we? Like,
yeah, we were, and we should have won the games.
Yeah,
and got into the Champions League. We should have got into the thing. But having said that, again, you know, you've got to look at the replenishment of the midfield this season. But I still say, and people go on about it, we need a top quality number 6. I don't care what anyone says, because if you look at the likes of Mascherano, for example, Mascherano was a fantastic number 6. You look at, you've only got to look at some of the defenders that we had couldn't get past us. Because you'd imagine Jamie Carragher as a number 6. You'd get past him. You see what I mean?
Well, originally wasn't Carragher a 6 because he played. Yeah. That was his debut, wasn't it, against Villa when he scored? Remember when he scored that header in the Annie Road end, and he ran off going.
And the thing is, he never scores after that. He scored a few own goals. Manchester United, I think Manchester United loved him playing because he scored a few goals, didn't he? For the, own goals, that is. But that's the way it is, Karen. But as I said, Lee, you've got this sort of scenario where what could have been, even in the quadruple year, what could have been, and what should have been, in my opinion, as well. What should have been.
What should have been, in the opinion of VAR as well, the handball from Rodri That was 2 points. We'd have won the
That was
bloody
2
league.
points, yeah.
That
Yeah.
was the first one they come out and apologised for, was Rodri's handball at Goodison, playing basketball at Goodison. That was the first one they come out and said, sorry, we got it wrong. Yeah, thanks for that, mate. We lost the league by 1
We lost the
point.
league through that. Lost the league through it.
Yeah,
Did
and
you-
it happened in bloody Liverpool at Goodison, which is like
Yeah.
a stone's throw away from our ground.
Have you ever thought?
Tierney on VAR.
But have you ever thought about this, Lee? It's very rare that you see a controversial VAR decision against Man City.
Yeah,
Have you
never
ever
seen it, Frank. No one's seen it, mate. It ain't happened yet.
It hasn't. And is that strange to you, or is it, a bit dodgy?
Well, it plays into this victim narrative about us, doesn't it? Like that, we always moan. It's like, oh, we're being ripped up. But I think there is a case. There is a case to be made for that. I've not seen them on the end of anything hideous yet. Like,
No, neither have I.
Put it this way: if they go to Tottenham later in the season and score a goal that's miles onside, but it doesn't get given, do you think something will happen? Do you think VAR will say, yeah, the fella was offside? Or
I don't know. I couldn't even answer that. I couldn't.
Well, it's one to ponder, isn't it? If that happened to them when they go to Spurs, would the same thing happen? Would the same mistake happen? Could the same mistake happen?
Let's go back to the Spurs game. Do you think if Diaz's goal, do you think they would have looked at it more closely? Do you think the Curtis Jones sends it off, and including Jota as well, their particular so-called, especially Curtis Jones's foul? Do you think that would have been looked at more rather than just a still picture? If it was Manchester City playing?
It's hard to say on that. I've seen Rodri. Rodri does a few nasty tackles, don't he? He's a great player, but he does a few shithouse tackles, don't he, Rodri? But he gets away with a lot of them, Rodri. Rodri does, but he's clever the way he gets away with them as well, which I do like. I do like a clever enemy. You know what I mean?
I do.
Isn't it? But
we've had players like that through our team, but that Rodri. I was looking at Jamie Phillips today, and I put a comment up, and some lad put a comment up and mentioned about Rodri, and I just commented, he's very lucky not to have a yellow card in every game he's played in, and also a couple of reds.
Yeah, Rodri's dirty, mate. Rodri's very dirty, but he's also a brilliant player.
Not saying that, but we need someone like him as a number 6. It's as simple as that. Steve, let's get into these things here. Comments. Stephen Snape. Virgil's often said Big Joel's his preferred centre-back partner. Matip dipped last season, but he started this campaign more than adequately. I go along with that. That's a good point. Good evening, Frank and Leah. Guests to follow. Sure, there will be something good to say of recent days. Yes, Arthur. Yes.
Evening, Arthur.
Man City. Man City, it for versus Cheatski. Man City, it for 4 versus Cheatski. They are due a whooping from us. I hope so. I hope so, Mark. Keeping us in perspective, though, with a completely brand new midfield containing 4 players to be only 1 point behind the leaders this early is a brilliant start. VAR is a farce, and it keeps proving. And as it keeps proving, you're right. Absolutely right. Brian McMahon, watch next Saturday week for the most implicating VAR decisions ever against us. That's a good point. Is this all in our minds, or is there
No,
corruption
Frank, I'm
happening?
shitting myself, mate, for that game at the Etihad. I think we're going to get stung, or I feel we're going to get stung. I hope it doesn't happen, and I'd love it to happen in reverse, but I feel we might get stung at the Etihad by VAR.
I think Verge is getting his mojo back, says Neil Broderick.
No doubt about it, Neil.
And Steve Evans, Chelsea and Oil FC blag as clubs supported by absolute effort blades. That's what he says, you know, no holds him back with our Steve Evans, no holds him back whatsoever. So, what Brian says, you know, about next Saturday, you said that, you know, you're a bit dodgy when we do play, and VAR comes into the equation. And what do you think will happen with VAR? You know, do you think there'll be an offside goal or penalty sort of thing? Or
no,
what?
I'm thinking more dirty tackles. I'm thinking they'll get away with dirty tackles and we won't. And our tackles won't even be that dirty on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. It's one of those things, isn't it? The way it's like, let's see what we should beat City. They have multiple injuries, says Neil Broderick. But have they got the in-depth? That's the point. Have they got the in-depth? Steve Evans says Partick Thistle got more about them than those two clubs. Evening, lads, by the way, says Steve Evans. Watch either Taylor or Tierney get that game to referee. I wouldn't like to see him. I wouldn't like to see him. I really wouldn't like to see that man. I wouldn't.
Steve Evans has been up to Partick Thistle to watch a match.
Yeah.
Where we got Alan Hansen from, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah. We got Alan Hansen from there. Partick Thistle got more about them than those two clubs. Evening, lads, by the way, as he says. Yeah, he was up, and he went to Parkhead as well. He went to watch Celtic the same weekend because he was up there in Scotland. He loves his football. He loves his football. And Steve Evans says, "What are you burying, Lee?"
Cronenberg. Cronenberg. Well, I like the director, David Cronenberg.
Yeah, watch a few films along with you. I was in France and I asked for a Cronenberg and he went, "You mean Cronenberg?" I said, "Yeah, Cronenberg. Yeah, I'm one of them." Cronenberg. I'm compelled to agree with Lady. A rigged adjudication could be the 12th and 13th man, could prove insurmountable. It's nothing to do with us crying victim. The irrefutable evidence is blatant, says Stephen Dictionary Corner. No worries, getting on the left now. Getting on the lefty now. Get your tin hats on. I've got Daryl Merriam. Is his face showing here? Is that you, Daryl?
Hello, Frank.
You're okay?
Yeah, how are you, mate? All right?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Daryl. Oh, Sam, you come on.
Yeah, it's been a while. How are you doing, Lee?
Good, Daryl. Nice to see you, mate.
And you, mate. How are we keeping, guys? All right?
Yeah, but it's going to be a good one tonight, Daryl. It's going to be a good one. And as Neil Broderick says, Stay. Simon Hooper will take charge of Manchester City's up-and-coming English top-flight clash against Liverpool at the Etihad. The Premier League have announced. I would have liked Michael Oliver. I think Michael Oliver is the best referee in the Premiership, and I can't say what the evidence is. Not to me, but to the brothers. I can't. I'm not going to put that up. I can't. So listen, mate. I'm going to go to. I'm going to ask you there. You know about what I mentioned before, and then to you, Dab. I'll go to you first, Dab. What do you think of a report that has come out that Thiago and Matip and a couple of other players can actually talk to foreign teams in January for possible transfers?
Well, kind of, that's a bit of a blessing, really, because they're coming to the end of their careers now at Liverpool, really, aren't they? So, yeah, I don't really mind that, to be honest with you. Okay. Matip maybe, because Matip's been brilliant for Liverpool, and his ups and downs, but Thiago, it's time to say goodbye, I think.
Yeah, I think I agree there.
Thiago is Charlotte Pimpernel.
Yeah, he is.
They seek him here, they seek him there. The damned elusive Pimpernel is everywhere. Yeah. I haven't seen him since like we were in, I don't know, the semi-final of the FA Cup or something against Man City.
Yeah. So I mentioned, I forget who it was. You know, it was on the show. It was only like last week or the week before, whenever it was. And I mentioned that he hasn't played, or someone, it was on my show. And I said, I haven't seen, he's been out since February. Was it you, Lee, who came out and said, no, he plays in the April of that year, last year? But he only played 30 minutes.
No, I've got to be honest, I can't remember seeing Thiago for us since that semi-final at Wembley, when Man City's goalie
that
one. Yeah, that's the last time I remember Thiago for us. He did play for us in that bad season, but I've forgotten that. Like, I've put that to the back of my mind. Like,
see, I look at Thiago and his last full game, supposedly, but he went off injured anyway, so it wasn't a full game. Was in February last year, or this year. Last season I'm talking about. But when you're coming up, say like he's fit for Manchester City, I wouldn't put him in because he's totally unmatched fit. And he went training, didn't he, the other week, and got injured again in training. So, you know, he's very delicate. He's very, very delicate.
Do you know what?
I'd just let him go. I would.
Yeah, let him go.
Yeah.
He has got a lot of money, but he's been a good mentor for Bajcetic. So I want
but he's injured as well. I think he's
if he's not on the pitch, he better be bloody doing something decent. So he better be there in the background now when he's injured, telling Bajcetic why Bajcetic is injured. This is how you can play good.
They're probably sharing boxes of shredded wheat.
Put it in layman's terms. Bajcetic can learn from Thiago. This is how you play.
No, I fully understand that, Lee. But when you look at it in the cold light of day,
I've seen it. No, he does do it. He does do that Thiago thing where he can lose someone who's coming to close him down. He can just go like that really quickly. Yeah. I like that about him.
Yeah. No, I agree about young Bajcetic. Let's get on to these comments and we'll discuss them. Mane got sent off and we lost by a mile at Cheaty, says Brian McMahon. Will it happen again? I hope it's F.O. Tierney, as we can build on our vocabulary with this excellent referee.
Excellent. I prefer the word execrable.
That's a Stephen Snake word.
Funny word.
That's a Stephen Snake word. Steve Evans says, how can Hooper ever get another Liverpool game after the Tottenham fiasco? The FA and Premier League are corrupted to the very core. The club should grow a pair and pull them over this. Yes.
Yeah.
And as Neil Broderick says, he's just Googled it. And he is. He's the player.
Yeah, Google execrable.
Hello, is it me you're looking for? Says Redbeard. Are you Redbeard? I hope you're well, mate. I hope you're well. And as Steve says, Neil Broderick, grim, isn't it? Absolutely. But as the squad's moved on from Thiago, very good point. Just get him off the wage bill, says Stephen Snake. And Arthur Schofield. Whatever happened to the fair play trophy? Is it still in Anfield? Yeah, whatever happened to that? No one says much about that because we've won it, haven't we? We've won it. Makes no difference, mate. They're all crap, says Neil Broderick. The levels of refereeing in this country are a joke. I'm going to Daryl here. What do you think of Mo Salah today on his Egyptian actor? What do you think?
He scored 4, didn't he, tonight? Didn't he?
What I mean is, like, yeah, okay, it's 4, but what do you think? What do you think of Mo Salah, Daryl? I've never even asked you.
Well, he's an absolute genius in my eyes. Since he come to the club, he's been nothing but phenomenal. His work rate is the way he's a lead. I think he's a leader on and off the pitch as well. Yeah, he may sulk quite a lot when he doesn't get his own way, but without him, I don't know where we would be.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right, Daryl. Would you give him another contract at the end of this season, or would you be happy if he's in talks over a new contract now?
If he's in talks over another 2-year extension, I'll be well happy. If he wants to move on, I'll be happy. He's done everything for the club. But even a lot of people saying, take the money, take 100 million, you're never going to get that chance again. That's another fair comment.
Yeah.
But I think they've got people lined up if he is going anyway. I think you might see the likes of Musiala being linked to Liverpool because apparently there's a lot of talks about Musiala and Sane. There's quite a few being mentioned. I've read today anyway.
I don't want Sane, I'm being honest. I don't want Sane.
No, Musiala is the one I want. He would be amazing.
If I was going after a player to replace Mo, I'd go after that fella with the unpronounceable name who plays outside.
Carlyle.
That's him. Yeah, I'd go after him.
Yeah, he scored twice against Scotland tonight.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so
there you go. What about you, Lee? Would you give Mo another contract?
Oh, you better believe it. I think if we don't give Mo another contract, it's ridiculous. Why wouldn't we at the moment? I mean, the form, the fitness, why wouldn't you want Mo for the next 2 or 3 years? How long did that Thiago Silva fella, he's nearly bloody 40, mate.
Yeah.
He's nearly as old as me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What's Mo?
He's older than me.
Mo's
32. I'm 50, and what's that Thiago Silva, 39? And Mo's only 31.
But he's good, isn't he? He's still good. But that's what Mo can do. Mo can be better, if you know what I mean. I think he's the fittest athlete in the whole of the country. I really do. I think he's unbelievably fit, that man. And he never gets injured. I'm you know, not putting the nudges on him. I'm just saying he's always free to play. I'll put it that way. Redbeard says, if I can get Thiago playing one game for us this season at 1,000 to 1, I'll put 100 quid on it. And he can take us all on holiday, Redbeard. Unbelievable. I watched some rugby union in the World Cup. The officials were spot on. I actually believe they could run our VAR. I don't watch rugby, to be honest, but you know,
I don't. Neil's got a good point there. We need to hear the conversation, don't we? What they're talking about. This has gone on too long now. This has gone on too long. We need to hear what they're talking about. It's no good them releasing bloody tapes like a week later saying this is what they were talking about like last week. We need to hear it at the time.
Well, I remember watching rugby league, you know, like Saints and Wakefield and all these mad teams, you know, bumping into one another. And I always remember an incident, and the referee ran over, you know, he blew his whistle, and he just stood there, the ref, and he called the player over, just like that. And the player walked over to him. Now, when you look at the referee, hang on, the player was up here, and the referee was there like that, and he was looking up at the rugby player. The player was just looking at him, and he was telling him off. And you see our players, they're swearing at the refs and everything, and that's why Virgil, you know, got an extra ban because of swearing at the ref. They should be like the rugby players and just say, okay, yeah, you know, you got me. But, you know, challenge them if you think that you... I don't believe that Virgil should have been sent off as a matter of fact. I thought...
Well, he should have been sent off anyway, like, but the whole thing of giving him an extra game ban for swearing was just... It was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Well, Steve Evans says, saw stats today comparing Mo to the supposed Premier League greatest forwards ever. The Blurt who played at the Theatre of Nightmares, and Mo absolutely blows him away. Legend. And that's Ronaldo, obviously. And they're just stats, if you think about that. Terry Trophy cheating City won't win the fair play trophy. And Steve Evans says, don't want Sané, got attitude problems. And that fella with the unpronounceable name,
Carrasvilla.
Yeah, very good. You don't speak Russian, do you?
Oh, I'm half Georgian, I am.
I think he's absolutely fantastic. I really do. I think he's
do you know what? I've never seen him, this caravan fella. What the Russian fella, I've not seen him. Like, I've heard he's really good, like, but
he's incredible.
He's from Georgia.
Georgia, yeah. And if he plays under Klopp,
who knocked us out of the European Cup in 1979-80?
Who?
Dinamo Tbilisi, the Georgian
Dinamo Tbilisi.
Georgia. On the midnight train to Georgia.
Dinamo Tbilisi. Yeah, you're right. They were army lads. I don't know whether the only, if only means, I think, I don't know. Neil Broderick, when's our new stands opening? I'll tell you.
Next year, isn't it?
March. Would you believe? What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
Ridiculous. Why get cowboy builders in the first place if you knew we weren't going to finish it?
Well, that's the owners. It's the onus is on the owners. It's not on Nelly who works in the, serving tea. in one of the stands. It's not on air. It's the owners. They've looked at, the bids and everything. We'll build this for X amount. We'll build this for X amount. And they got brought there, Buckingham, who are having problems with the Fulham stadium.
Fulham, yeah, they did Fulham as well, yeah. Saw that.
Well, where was the due diligence? And the due diligence is it's disgraceful at Liverpool if that's happened, because it's the same with the main stands when they brought Carlyle in, and look what happened to them. It's just
getting on my nerves a bit now, Frank. The stand thing is getting on my nerves. The comments coming out the club are getting on my nerves now. They were months ago, but I can see a scenario where that stand still isn't open in March.
Well, I can see the same scenario. It's just absolutely pathetic. It really is. And that pisses me off.
They come out with more excuses and excuses. Excuses is ridiculous.
Yeah, it does.
I've got a bit of a sore throat, Frank, so I'm not very loud on this night.
Well, literally,
got a terrible throat.
Yeah, I can hear it. You're still not well?
Yeah, I got a bit. I don't know what it is. I've had it for 12 weeks, so still not disappeared.
12 weeks?
Yeah, 12 weeks, 2 lots of antibiotics. I've had chest x-ray all clear, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. It's not cold,
but I'm all right in myself. No, I'm all right in myself.
As long as you're all right, that's the main thing.
Yeah. Keep going, yeah.
Yeah, that's all you've got to do, to be honest, Darryl. Sell it as close to irreplaceable as it gets for at least the next 2 years. I think he'll stay for another realistic shot at the biggest silverware. I agree.
Yeah, I do. I do, yeah.
I agree with you, Stig. I really do. Official says Redbird getting rich from City Oil. Yes, of course. Because they brought them all over to Dubai, didn't they, or whatever? But Steve Evans says linked to Wirtz at Leverkusen as well.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Brian McMahon says next time here at Anfield will be Legends game versus Ajax March. Roll on. Great day out, says Brian McMahon. Fancy meeting him? See in Guinness. Open when they do the inside, says Steve Evans. So it just shows you how far behind the inside was, doesn't it? I seen a picture of the inside. Shocking. Things are all over the place. And also, on the outside, the cladding still isn't being done. The cladding. And they're still doing brickwork. It's pathetic. And still doing the road service. That's how bad it is. I never seen from the start, from the beginning of it. And I said at the time, at the very beginning, I said, no one works of a weekend. They should be working on the weekend. And no one works. So these lads who were workers weren't getting any overtime. And that must have told you there's a problem there with pay. In my opinion. And I was right. I was right. This Andre deal is still on, Frank. Yeah, it is. We're still in for him. I was told a while back that the deal was done and dusted. And there was no need to worry about Andre not coming or coming. Going for Eddie Gray's lads Archie at Leeds as well, and them Cockney frauds being linked now, because we're in for him.
Brilliant Scouse language there. Jag Buttes.
Jag Buttes. Well, that's the Evans for you.
The Scouse vernacular. I could hear Sherlock Holmes saying that. You Jag Buttes.
Yeah, Buttes. It's all right when someone says, "Oh, you're a beauty," but when Steve says he's a beauty, you know what's wrong.
Taxon was another one years ago when someone was a knobhead. You called them. When I was about 15, 16, first started going to pubs, if someone was a blade, you'd say, that guy's a Texan. I don't know where that came from. There used to be a chocolate bar called Texan when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's right, Texan.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. But it was also put down for people.
There's a few lads who've stolen a northeastern terminology, Mackem, for mates. Mackem. Right, Neil Brotherly. Apparently, City made a record profit. They're still cooking the books. That's true. He's so right. They're recently checking if it was possible to extend the cup out and up, says Arthur Schofield. Yeah, well, when that was first built, the cup, the designers, the architects, they left two big stanchions at either side of the cup, and they said they can be moved back if necessary to build it up. And the cup looks out of place, especially when all the crowd get into the Anfield Road, and even the Kenny Dalglish stand that'll be dwarfed, but the couple looks so small at the stadium. And Texan's still the greatest put down ever, says Steve Evans. A man's got it, says Liam Brotherly. I said on your chat a bit ago, says Redbird, that the reports of Liverpool no longer being interested in Andre was a smokescreen, and don't be surprised to see him in a red. Do you remember that, Frank? I certainly do, because I was talking about it. I said at the time, the deal's done to bring Andre in, and Redbird came out and said it's just a smokescreen for the others as well. Because they're coming in and whatever. And smoked by Liverpool. That's a good point. It's a very good point. And Brian Edley, all right, lads, what have I missed? Lee singing up the Swiss Family Robinson. All right, that's just crazy. Well, you missed loads, Brian. Loads, been great, been arguing, and Taro been arguing with Lee, and I've been arguing with the two of them. Steve Evans has been swearing his heads off, and so was
the
Red
start
Bears.
of it was I wanted massive to go last season, but now I eat my own words with relish. I do that a lot in football. I talk a lot of shit about football sometimes. Like Matip said, Matip was finished. Matip needs to go. And then look at him the last few games. Apart from that Toulouse one, he was shit in that Toulouse one.
Yeah.
But some of the other ones, he's been good, hasn't he? Like Spurs. And I said we should never let this guy play for. But I didn't say that. I just said get rid of him and buy a new centre-back. That's what I said, buy a new centre-back. But now I'm eating my own words with relish, like, you know what I mean?
Okay. Now, there's a couple of things. Okay. And it's a good couple of questions here for you. I'll go to you, Darryl.
Yep.
Was Mo getting the Liverpool greatest, says Neil, greatest 11, says Neil Brother?
Yeah.
Same to you,
definitely.
Lee?
Yes, certainly, yeah. Certainly there's a place for
You
Mo.
couldn't leave him out. You couldn't leave him
as a winger, though. As a winger.
As a winger. Well, that's it.
Definitely.
I've been saying this for years. People think that Mo, I'm not saying us, us Liverpool fans, but Liverpool, lots of people are saying that he's a striker. He isn't. He's a winger.
He's a winger. Yeah.
He's a winger.
Definitely.
Look at the goals and assists and everything else that he's
Haaland's a striker. Haaland's a centre forward.
Haaland's
a winger.
He's an out-and-out striker. Out-and-out.
So is Darwin. Darwin's a striker. Like.
Yeah, I'll go straight to you, Lee. Which is Brian McMahon. Who's going to make way for Andre? And I'll come to you on this as well, Tal.
Okay.
In terms of the squad, if Andre came in, it'd be Thiago going out in the summer.
That's right. I think he'd go out in the... well, he won't be ready anyway for January, so he'll just come straight in for him. That's the end. What about you, Darryl?
Exactly the same as Lee, Thiago, 100%, definitely.
Okay,
Definitely.
That's cool. Steve Evans says, they were all awful, absolutely. And just being on another chat, and someone said Virgil and Trent haven't played well this season thus far. Over to you, Lee. Over to you.
That sounds ludicrous. What bloody chat was that where he said Virgil hasn't played well this season so far?
Exactly. I can't believe so. I think that the plants, they come on.
That's the beauty of the internet. You get some stupid opinions.
All the time. All the time. Absolutely ridiculous. Can I... there's a great name that's just appeared down here. That's brilliant. Can I just ask, people to press the like, get the algorithm out there.
Yeah, press it, guys. Come on.
Yeah, just, say, I like it. And if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe for my sake, please. Please. Thank you. What do you think, Darryl? Just being on another chat, and someone said Virgil and Trent haven't played well this season thus far.
Virgil probably just had his best game, one of his best games in a Liverpool shirt as well. So I don't know where that's come from.
Exactly. I've all season he's been back to his best, in my opinion.
Yeah, he has. What I saw weekend, phenomenal. But yeah. Trent, they still haven't figured out what his best position is, so they can't really judge again. Same with McAllister. People run McAllister down 24/7. He's not a DM. He shouldn't be playing in a DM. We need that DM so McAllister can go forward. So as well. So that's it.
It's absolutely ridiculous, about Trent, because he's moved into midfield. Floating midfielder. And I think he's playing great. I really do. He's playing great. Hey, Lee, who do you think we've missed, out of the injuries? Who do you think we've missed this season?
Bajcetic. Apparently, we're not buying Andre because of Stefan Bajcetic. So if Stefan Bajcetic is that good, I want to see him in that six all the time. And Endo too. We've got him and Endo. But if we're not buying Andre because of Bajcetic, I'd like to see him fit and playing the six.
Okay, I'm just getting a message to George Scott. Won't be a minute. Okay, well, we've all berated players and been proved wrong. We're fueled by emotion and it clouds our judgment. It's natural as a fan to make snap decisions. They can't all hit the ground running. And I've got to go to that. I'll have to just see Jason's working later. I've just answered George. Right, just let me... They went quiet regarding the young Portuguese left centre-back, Alatio. But lads, can we trust FSG to get anyone in Jan? I don't think they will. That's what he's saying. The new Annie Road stand, the main excuse. I totally agree with you. The Philip Bidwell. Mo's a winger that scores more each season than a lot of strikers. Absolutely spot on, Philip. Welcome.
I'll be back in a minute, Frank.
Welcome. That's a crack of that. And,
to be honest, there's a lot of City fans who could come up with players in their team who they think are better than Salah or who've done better than Salah in the last 5. How long's Salah been with us now, Frank? 5 years?
5 years, yeah. 6,
So,
I think.
in that 5-year period, who in the City squad who's still there has done as well as Salah every season?
No one. Nobody at all.
They move on quicker, don't they, in City? At City.
Look at this fella's name. Herbert Lom's brother. Great. Herbert Lom. What an actor he was.
Herbert Lom. Bloody
fantastic. Great. He always played a batty, didn't he? Until he got a TV series.
Yeah.
And what was it
Chief
called?
Inspector Dreyfus.
No, he was a psychiatrist. He was a psychiatrist. And it was great. It was good.
Yeah.
Evening, chaps. Got 9 lives. Do you think Carlyle will come back, says Herbert Lom's brother? Right.
What was the question? Carvalho will come back, yeah. He'll come back, but he won't play for us. He'll come back and then we'll sell him, is my thing of Carvalho. My thoughts about Carvalho is he'll come back and we'll sell him.
And Redbird says, snapey facts, bro, but it's the one that go overboard and border on hate that do me head in. Yeah, there's lots of it. I hate words as well. I never use it, to be honest. I was on Jamie's pod, and this fella was coming on about hate. I said, don't use that terminology, hate, please. And he said to me, he said, I'll say whatever I like. You can ban me if you want. And then he came back again. I never said anything. Then he came back again and went, I'm not 5 years of age. And I thought, that proves that you're a big, stupid kid. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not 5 years of age. You know, just because I said don't use the word hate.
I do behave like a child a lot, like, you know what I mean? On the internet, like when I'm typing and talking to people, I behave like a child sometimes. You're allowed to, it's allowed.
Snapey says, they are not plants, they are griffins, with comments like that. That's about Trent and the Verge. And Red says, people at the like, we need to get Frank's algorithms up, otherwise he'll have to take one of his happy pills. Thank you, Red. I haven't seen Anna tonight. I don't know where she is. Lovely, yeah. Brian Headley, it will fall into place when we get a new number 6 and move Trent into midfield. Gravenberch number 6 against City, lads. What do you think of that? And I'll go to you, Darryl. What Brian's saying, Gravenberch at 6 against City.
I probably think he'll be on the bench because he's just come back from injury. Well, he's back in training, isn't he?
Yeah.
But I think he'll be on the bench. I think, I don't know, you might see Curtis Jones playing in that role this weekend. Well, next weekend. Gravenberch will be on the bench. I think they'll play McAllister forward.
Yeah, because he's nearly isn't match fit, and that's what I was going on about with the likes of T.I. Oh, he's been out since last February. I don't give a toss if he played 30 minutes and, you know, when was it, April? So he's only played 30 minutes in, you know, since last February. And that's why I don't think he'll play until I don't know when. But anyway, just let me... Hang on, where was I? Where was it? sorry about this, boys. I've got to answer George. Right. Who would you play? If you don't want to play Gravenberch, Lee, at 6, who would you play against City? I've got to answer this. Okay, so carry on, please.
Endo. Endo will be in the 6, Gravenberch left midfield, Szoboszlai right midfield. McAllister's playing in Brazil or in Argentina on Wednesday morning at 12:30 in the morning. So he's got 36 hours to come back here. But Alvarez the same. Apparently Edison's pulled out the Brazil squad. So
Yeah, he's out.
Alisson will be playing that game, but it's all right for a goalie, apparently. Did you see bloody McAllister in the 6 when we played at Wolves and his legs just went dead after about 15 minutes?
Yeah, jelly leg, couldn't they? Remember that?
That's what we're fighting against. But I think we can do that City game without McAllister. Nunes, I want Nunes to start. Diaz can be on the bench. But
I think that game might be a bit too high intensity for Endo, at the Etihad.
Yeah,
36 hours to recover and to fly back from South America, which is like bloody the other side of the planet, and then play.
Listen, City are a very astute team, and Pep's a very astute manager, as you know. They'd play on Endo because Endo was very rash. He's very rash with his tackling. You know what I mean?
He could have got sent off in both games.
Yeah, one full game.
Yeah, but I don't know. That would worry me if he played number 6. I'd like to see Curtis Jones there, to be honest.
Yeah, Curtis, I think, would be there.
Not in the 6. No, not in the 6. No.
Well, here's a question.
Right midfield, no problem. Not in the 6, though, Curtis.
Okay.
And I can't tackle.
Okay. Can I mention something here? I've got to phone Jason up because he was late coming in, but I've got to phone him up now about George Scott because George is waiting to come on and he hasn't got a link. Anyway, if FSG don't buy Andre in January, says Brian Edley, are they basically giving up on the title on Jurgen? Lee, I've got to go to you. I've got to answer this, okay?
No, to be honest, no. Not buying Andre doesn't mean we're giving up. It just means that
and then over to you, Darryl, as well.
We're taking a little detour. We're gonna find out what happens if we don't buy him. We're gonna have Bajcetic and Endo playing the 6, and then I think next summer we will buy a big, massive number 6. A number 6 that everybody likes, right across the whole spectrum of Liverpool fans. We'll buy a 6 that everyone likes eventually. What do you think, Daryl?
Yeah, I think the same, Lee, to be honest with you, buddy. We've coped into now without an Andre. So I don't even think we're playing amazing football, and look where we are in the league. So there's a lot more improvement to come. A lot more better football to come. I think we need a number 6. Someone like the Fulham guy would have been perfect. Polina. Oh, that boy is good.
It was the prices, Daryl, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Polina was going to cost 80 million, and he's like 27.
It looks like he's going to buy Munich now in January for 40, doesn't it?
It was never going to happen. It was never going to happen with FSG as our owners, was it? Like,
no. They only come over to rub salt in the wounds for Chelsea and to say that was it. They had no other intentions. But
to be honest, the one that I liked, all the names that were mentioned in the summer, the one that I liked was Kone, the Mönchengladbach fella.
Yeah.
But he's had loads of injuries, apparently, but I liked him. I watched all his videos, and I'm old now, Daryl, so I don't watch foreign leagues. So when someone says that's a good player, I watch the highlights videos, you know what I mean? And I watched Kone's videos and he looked bloody good.
Yeah, he's decent.
He looked pretty much what we needed at the time. But
I watch a lot of foreign football at the weekends, and I think Kone looks good. Thuram looks good. He's a unit, but he's also quite lazy, Thuram. I've been watching quite a lot of... He's like a donkey sort of player. Reminds me of a donkey player sort of thing. Lazy.
I'm bringing
so we don't have to be asked about Thuram. But Kone, he was the one I was into. Like he was my crush this summer, Kone. He was my defensive midfield crush this summer.
I'm going to bring George in, the lost Shankly boy here, okay? I know he is. He's taking his cocoa. He's been waiting that long. He's going to go to bed.
Yeah, met me, yeah.
Hi, Brian.
Hi,
Jason thought, I don't know what happened there. Jason said, I didn't think he was coming on tonight. I said, yeah, he's coming on. Him and Marios.
Yeah, I didn't have a link. I got it now. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had to ring him up. I asked him, he just got in from work actually because he was working late, and he says, I'll be late, I won't be able to start the show. Can you start it? So I said, yeah. So
I've just got in. I've been out with the boys Thursday night. I tend to go out with the lads. I'm just got back in.
Good. I'm glad that you're on, George. I'm so glad. I was just saying there about Brian Early came out with a comment. And he says, if FSG don't buy Andre in the January window, they are basically giving up on the title on Jürgen. What's your answer to that, please?
I think they've got to buy him. You know, I mean, they've got to. They need a number 6 quite desperately, and they've got to go out and get him. From what I've seen, he's a talented player, and he's just right for us. He's got all the ingredients in that position, you know, and apparently he wants to come as well, from what I've read.
Yeah,
and,
he does.
You know, fingers crossed that you're going to go and get him.
Well, okay, that bird comes out with this, George, and it's right to you again. Do you think Carvalho has an attitude problem like some say he has? I say only Klopp knows the answer. The lad may be sound as a pound, but needed a loan to help his career. What do you think, George?
Yeah,
you know, being an ex-pro as well, being an ex-pro yourself.
I thought he was a talented lad, Carvalho. I thought he didn't, a bit like Curtis Jones, he didn't really get a lot of game time. I'm not sure whether Jurgen actually rated him as high as he maybe should have done, you know, because he looked good at times, but he wasn't that brilliant. A bit like Harvey Elliott, really. Running around a lot, doing a bit of tricks and things. But, you know, we've got players like that on the squad now.
Yeah. Well, there's even, I'm not saying this talk coming from the club, but, you know, people are saying, the likes of our pods, you know, they're saying, I think Doug should be sent on loan like Harvey Elliott was and come back, you know, a better player. What would you think of that, though, young Doug going out on loan, George?
Well, I think he is a phenomenal talent for his age. I mean, you know, he's got everything going for him. He's got tremendous pace. He goes forward. He attacks the fullback. Unfortunately, he's in Salah's position, and it's very difficult for him to come into the team unless it's a League Cup or one of these FA Cup games, to be honest. But I saw him playing for Scotland under 21 at Hampden a few months ago, and he tore them apart. You know, and he was absolutely phenomenal. Then he got that injury. Injury knocked him back a bit, but he's a young lad. I mean, did Harvey Elliott good to go out on loan because he did brilliant at Blackburn, and he does really well for us when he comes on as a substitute. He seems to change the game, so he's a good in that position, Harvey, and I like him. So I think Doak will be one of our really good, strong future players, but he's still young.
Would you answer that question as well, Lee? But answer and then Darryl, and answer, you know, do you think Carvalho has an attitude problem first?
Carvalho, That's what we've heard. That's what we've heard, that he's got an attitude problem. But I thought he did okay. I mean, he scored, I think it was 3 goals for us in a bad season, in a really bad season. He scored the winner against Newcastle. He scored against Bournemouth. That was his best goal. That was quite deft, the goal against Bournemouth, wasn't it? Like the way he finished that. I don't really know if he's got a future here. I'd like to think he has, but I can just see us selling him.
But I was quite surprised that he actually went on loan, because we only got him through. And as you said about that goal against Newcastle, I was just surprised. I thought that he would do, unless they looked at young Joke and said, this fella's better, even, if you know what I mean. I just don't know. It came as a complete surprise.
He didn't get much game time, Frank, did he? Carlyle didn't seem to be in the team regularly. He was in and out.
No, it was shocking. And he left him on the bench all the time. This is when we were crying out, because it was our worst season for a long, long time. And he could have given more playing time to see what he could do. If you know,
we were struggling a bit as a team, weren't we, as well? We weren't playing like that now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we had our worst season in a very, very long time. And then when he was sitting on the bench, and when there was substitutions, he was still sitting there, and he was bemused by it all. You know, what about me? Why can't I come on? So I think Klopp could have had a problem with him. I just don't know.
Don't know, do we?
What do you think, Darryl, about our attitude problem? And, do you think Doak should go on loan?
I don't think Carlyle was a Klopp buy, if I'm being honest. Okay. He just doesn't go, he ain't got no interest in playing him. He didn't at the time. Even when we had the bad season, he was playing a lot of other younger kids before Carlyle was even coming on. Yeah. But I don't think he's got a future at Liverpool, personally.
Yeah, well, that's true.
He's not getting a so.
Because Lee said the same. He thinks he'll be sold, he'll come back and then be sold, unless he gets sold back to Leipzig or whatever.
Yeah, I do. Ben Doak, on the other hand, I think maybe send him out on loan in January, but that's a big if Salah gets injured. But Salah's never injured, is he? And it don't matter what competition you're playing. Salah's always in that. Salah's always in that squad.
Yeah.
So
I see. He scored 4 goals for Egypt, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he scored 4. Yeah.
There is some cracking comments here, lads. I want to go through them. The next one, and Redbird, and I think this is a cracking comment. Who will you take out of midfield to put Fred there? I'll go to you, mate. I'll go to you.
Well, it's not going to be Szoboszlai. I wouldn't take Szoboszlai out the team to put Fred there.
No. I would say at the moment, if you did that, it would be McAllister.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. Who would you, Darryl?
At the moment, probably McAllister. I agree. McAllister maybe at the moment. Give him a break because he's been the engine for that midfield to 6 at the moment, and he looks absolutely worn out from there.
Yeah.
He's not used to playing there, is he? So soon as the 6 comes in, like the entree comes in, you'll see a different McAllister, the one who was at Brighton and the one who won the World Cup.
Yeah,
simple as that. Yeah.
Now, okay. Right, I'll go to this. So you've all agreed that it'll be McAllister. You, George, as well?
Yeah, probably would be McAllister, yeah.
Well, what about his floating role? Because no one's getting dropped, is he? Or are they? No one's getting dropped, really, when he is playing. Because he's still playing at right back, but he floats into midfield.
Yeah.
So, he still could play that same system without stopping anybody. Darryl, I might have to just take it off a minute because I don't know whether it's your mic. It's making terrible noises. Let's see. Yeah, it's his mic, isn't it? Did you hear the mic before? All the ruffle and everything that was coming through to me. Did you hear Darryl's mic?
I did, yeah.
You've taken Darryl out to You've taken Darryl out to midfield. He's back in.
Darryl, with your mic, it's making terrible racket. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I'm on my phone, Frank Bob. That's what it is.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's a better quiz.
Have you haven't got this on the telly, have you? Because if you have,
no, I'm watching the snooker champion of champions.
Okay. God blimey. Do you know what? I have a history show, right? Stephen Craig was the worst of it. He's watching a match and giving me the score. When Liverpool were playing, I said, "Don't be telling me the score. I don't want to know." He was awful for me. I sacked him. All right. Now here's another one, John Gray. I'm going straight to you, George. Jota is banging form of late. Does he start in midfield? Against
midfield?
No, it was me just.
No. No, I would start Jota. Yes, I would start Jota. I would. He's bang on form and he's a goal scorer. And I would play him, to be honest. I would start him. That's just my opinion. I mean, I love Nunes. I really love Nunes. It'd be lovely to play them together, but I don't think he might play Nunes and Jota and Salah and leave Diaz on the bench.
Okay.
Yeah, I would play him. Yeah.
All right. What about you, Darryl?
Same as George. Exactly the same.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What about you, Lee?
Yeah, Jota, definitely. After that goal against Brentford, let's have another serving. Let's have another helping.
Yes. Yeah. And my daughter, Francine, she says he's a natural. He's a natural goal scorer. Whereas Mo isn't, is he? Mo creates his own goals, if you know what I mean. I know that sounds silly, but he's not a natural goal scorer like Jota.
Yeah.
Jota's the best finisher at the club.
Yes, that's what Francine said. My daughter, Joe, the best finisher.
He's really hard to knock off the ball, Jota. I mean, he moves so quickly with the ball at his feet. He gets up the left and turns and finds the corner. He knows where the ball. He doesn't just hit it aimlessly. He seems to place them into the corner.
Yes. Yeah, and like that one against Brentford.
Yeah.
And you could see where it was going. Well, he could see where it was going, and it was well out of the reach of the goalkeeper.
How much was Jota 40 million for us?
Yeah.
Ain't that cheap? Now look at some of the rubbish forwards that our rivals have bought lately compared to Jota.
Yeah.
Look, compared to Salah was like 35 million.
Yeah.
But you only got to look at
Havertz.
Right. It was years ago when we bought Salah. But this Jota one, that was only about like 3 years ago, and we got in for like 40 million. I think some of the ones that our rivals have bought, Anthony, Chelsea's ones, all the other funny ones that I can't remember the names of.
Kai Havertz.
I'm giving up on this.
No, he was good. He was good when Chelsea bought him, but he's shit now.
I'm giving up. All I was going to say was, you've only got to look at Mason Mount. Man United bought, and we brought in Slabozlai. You only got to look at
they bought Johnny Evans. Man United.
Oh, poor bastards.
Exactly. And as Redbird says, Brian, Darryl is sounding a bit Frenchy. I think he's got a frog in his throat.
Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. I don't know about a frog.
The French
I'm gonna
connection.
Talking of frogs, Gerard Houllier resuscitated our club, didn't he?
Yeah, he
When
brought a
Gerrard
lot of
came
Frenchmen, didn't he? Yeah.
We were all over the place, weren't we, George, Frank, Gerald?
What in
Yeah.
Pongoli?
Gerard Houllier came in, he sorted us out, didn't he? And he like sort of prepared the ground for Rafa, didn't he?
He certainly did. But I met him and I was in Castle Street. It was an afternoon. I gave a talk at the town hall, and I came out and I was very dry. So I went over to Starbucks, and there's Gerard Houllier there with two people, and he'd just been up to Broad Green, you know, for some, I don't know, you know, a check over or whatever. And I said, hello, Gerard. I said, what do you think of us winning we just won the European Cup? And he went, they were my pliers. That's what he said. They were my pliers. You know, I wouldn't anything, you know what I mean?
We were, I think, I think out of that European Cup winning team, how many players were Rafa's players?
Well, when you look at Garcia, when you look at Xabi Alonso, that's who we brought in. Xabi Alonso was one of the greatest of all midfielders we had. And Gerrard and Mascherano.
Remember?
He brought in Mascherano.
Do you remember Hossery, the right back?
Yeah, Hossery, yeah.
Hossery.
Spanish.
And then we got Arbeloa, who was even better. Rafa got a Spanish gig on, didn't he? After a few months.
Don't forget Andre De Sena.
He
scored a
gig, didn't he?
He scored the fourth against Real, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
The fourth against Real. To old De Sena there. And the goal he scored against Man United.
Yeah, it was a cracking goal,
The lad.
Yeah.
Right.
As well.
4-1 game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Torres scored, didn't he? Torres.
Yeah, and Vidic got sent off again, didn't he, that game?
Vidic always got sent off. I think Vidic got sent off.
They're the players that he brought in.
Or was it
He
just
brought in great players. He brought in fantastic players.
I think Vidic got sent off twice, but in my
he
brain, I made it
He did. Yeah, twice against Torres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Snapey says, I'd play Enzo at 6 against City. In some ways, it's a shame the international break came straight after as 90 minutes against Brentford. I thought he gave us some solidity. Okay. Jota, Darwin, Salah, starters against City, says Redbird.
Yeah.
George.
Yeah. Jota, Darwin.
Darwin.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. Leg.
Yeah. That was my fault. Maybe Diaz.
Definitely.
Maybe Diaz might sneak in because he's got the legs, and he hasn't played for a while.
Yeah. That's a good job, unless he comes off the bench. Now, there's people who say that Darwin is a better impact player coming off the bench. But my argument against that is City. Now, City don't need anyone running at them. The likes of Darwin, he'd just run at them, especially Rodri. He'd be dragging them and pulling them, and so you never know what will happen in that game.
Yeah, it's a big pitch, Man City, and I'll tell you, pitch. I think they'll probably have maybe a bit more possession than us at home. And we've got people like Darwin and Salah who've got pace, and we can break and we can catch them on the break because they'll be pushing for a goal. Well, at Anfield, we tend to be pushing for a goal, and the other team go back a bit. But at the Etihad, I think we might have a good chance on the break with Salah and Darwin and Jota and Diaz.
Okay. All right. Steve Evans says, I'll jump on if okay, Frank. Where is he? I don't know where he is. That's Steve Evans there. He'll start swearing. Well, he doesn't stay. Yes, Darryl, I agree with you about Enzo against City, says Brian Edley. Yeah. Someone needs to send George an Evertonian if he needs the missing link, says Stephen Smith.
It's what?
Someone needs to send George an Evertonian if he needs a missing link. That's funny enough. People saying Endo should have got a second yellow leading the Red to re-watch the game. It was a 50-50 tackle. If Endo was a yellow, then was the Brentford player, and that's right. You'd have had to send the pair of them off. You'd have had to send the pair of them off.
The only thing I worry about Endo, if he plays against City, he's done really well recently, and he tackles quite hard, and they won't need no excuses, I don't think, to get the red card out. So if he does play, he'll have to be really careful.
Okay, I'm staying with you, George. What do you think of Everton? And it's said that they're going to be deducted 20 points.
Well, I think it's outrageous, to be honest, because Man City have got about, I don't know how many charges hanging over them, and they might have paid some fines, but it's a disgrace. If Everton get deducted points for one indiscretion, I mean, I carry no charge for Everton, but, it would be a disgrace, really, to be honest. I mean, they're doing everything they can to get the new stadium up, regenerate that side of Liverpool, and I don't want to see him deducted points, personally.
No, I don't think anyone does. But I'm going straight to, before I go to, I'll come to you, Lee, but I'll go to Darryl first. What do you think about that 20 points deduction?
Joke.
Darryl.
Yes, Frank. Sorry.
You didn't fall asleep, did you?
No, I'm here. Yeah, I think it's definitely a disgrace. Man City going to get let off of all them charges, and Everton have done one, and they get that. I think it's a joke. Okay. Disgrace.
Ridiculous.
Okay, Lee.
I've told you, my dad supports Everton. If Everton get a points deduction before Man City do, I never want Everton to go down. Do you know what I mean, Frank?
No.
My dad supports Everton.
So, yeah, one of my sons does.
Yeah. You have mixed families in this city. You have mixed families, and I've never wanted Everton to do badly. I don't want Everton to do better than Liverpool, but I don't want them to be in the second division. That's where Man City should be.
You don't want them to be relegated, do you, Lee? Because we get a guarantee of 6 points every season.
Don't let your son hear that.
You've got a vicious tongue, you have.
Don't let your son hear that, George. He's never talked to you again.
He doesn't watch it, Frank, don't worry.
Now, there's over 100 charges against Man City. So, Everton, they'll go down, and I'm not, they'll go down. They'll end up at 2 points.
I thought there was a maximum of 12 points.
No, 20 points. They'll end up at 2.
How can they drop 20? I mean, no club has ever been docked 20 points.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's not me, George.
No, I'm saying no club has ever been docked 20 points. I can't remember. Even Derby County.
12 points then, whatever it is, 12 points. Anyway, the problem is, if they're going to be deducted 12 points, what do you think City should be deducted, if any?
1,000.
Well, it depends what the transgressions were. Nobody seems to know what Everton are getting deducted for. or City. It just seems financial irregularities, but it seems to have dragged on for months.
Well, this is why, I'm not saying we call it corruption, but other people call it corruption because of Manchester City and because of these like lucrative holidays that they're giving officials or whatever they're giving them. And this is what it's all about.
And whatever happens, they will appeal one day. They'll appeal.
Channel, don't be a victim. Never be a victim. Apparently, we're victims, aren't we?
Yeah, we always get the blame.
We always victims, yeah. But I think that was a very good thing by Redbird, if you know what I mean. And a very good point what I made about the 12 points deducted by Everton. And as Darryl said, Man City should be deducted 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. The whole thing's silly. And they'll get the lawyers out. The lawyers will be having a field day because Everton will appeal. City will appeal. The high-powered lawyers will come in. It'll drag on for a couple of years.
Yeah, but they're supposed to be given out this week. It might be the end of the week, with the international break. There'll be nothing. No one comes in. But lawyers or not. But anyway, getting away from that. If Everton gets deducted 12 points, and say say City gets deducted 12 points. Now people are saying, and we're a bit optimistic this season about winning the league or challenging at least. What kind of a driving seat would that put Liverpool in?
Yeah. Well,
if they get deducted 12 points, I'm talking about City here.
Yeah. 12 points, that's 4 games, isn't it? 4 wins.
Yeah. Well,
so there's no way to get that back.
Well, they'll be 12 points worse off than they are now, put it that way. And we're only a point behind them, remember?
We put them back down.
It'll never happen. Man City will just buy them fines off. That's all they'll do.
Look what happened to Rangers in Scotland. They went from the Premier League down to the bottom league.
Yeah, true enough. And that
because of financial irregularities by the chairman.
You've only got to look at Juve as well in Italy.
Yes.
You've only got to look at Juve. They were demoted right down as well.
Yeah, but Frank, there's no justice here, is there? Look at Chelsea. How much money have Chelsea spent this year? $1 billion on 8-year contracts and 10-year contracts. There must be transgressions on every rule in the book. And nobody's mentioned in Chelsea or Newcastle.
No.
It's not fair. They want to get out of it and just let teams get on with the game. It's just so much money flying about.
Well, this is it. But they're under scrutiny as well. They're not getting off scot-free. They're not they are being investigated now.
Yeah.
Chelsea. So that could happen to them as well. This is what I mean about the corruption in the game. It's not just VAR spoiling the game, but it's all this inconsistencies of PPA, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying. If FSG miss out on Andre for 30 million, then the sums up. The sums don't make sense. I'm sorry about that. I'll read that again. If FSG miss out on Andre for 30 million, then the sums don't make sense. What do you think about that?
30 million's a steal, isn't it, for him? I mean, if that's the cost, they've got to go and get him, like I said before. They have to get him.
Yeah, but Lamb's brother says, even in George, second half sub.
I'm used to that. No.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
12 man.
12 man. I just want to bring in, I've got to do this, boys, I'm sorry. And it's, the next door match, you go and see lads and girls and whatever. Get up to there.
Scarf or a badge?
That's scarf or a badge. Can I finish it off? That's scarf or a badge. It's a great shop. Michael D and his lovely wife, Michelle, they run it. It's all fantastic stuff. Believe you me, it says it's good quality stuff and you get everything. There's hoodies, there's t-shirts. I'm not wearing one tonight, unfortunately. But there's hoodies, there's everything. There's knits, the caps and everything, baseball caps, you name it. Everyone, please go along and support them. They're only a small business, and just go along and support them. And the prices are absolutely reasonable. Please get along to that Scarf or Badge and Michael and Michelle Dean. Thanks. And then if you want any, other good pods, you've got Jamie Phillips, Football Chats, absolutely brilliant. He's a lovely fella, this Jamie. And he's got
top boy.
He's got a great podcast. He is. He's really top. He is a top lad on the top red, by the way. Yeah. And he's been on my show a couple of times, and he's really, really good. So if you're ever there looking for a good pod, there's Jamie Phillips, Football Chat. And if you want a good read, Marios Manzos, the social one, why Jurgen Klopp was a perfect fit for Liverpool. Brilliant read. Absolutely brilliant read. And all these wonderful by Jeff Goulding, absolutely brilliant. Every single one of them, if you want a good read about Liverpool. And the Lost Shankly boy, George Scott's own journey. And there's our George sitting with us now. The Lost Shankly boy. Absolutely brilliant read. It really is. And it's very emotional, actually, as well. And there's a fantastic book written by a true FC legend, says Jurgen Klopp, and it's the voice of Anfield, George Shepard, who is, I know him personally, he's a lovely, lovely man. He's a lovely, genuine man. And we had dreams and songs to sing by Keith Salmon. Absolutely brilliant. I love the picture. Look at the picture. The kids. And that's what we were like.
The huge rosette that gets me. The huge rosette on the kid on the right.
Yeah. And that's homemade, isn't it? It's homemade.
I thought it was a dartboard.
But look at the kid leaning, like that. He's leaning, isn't he? With the school uniform. You think he has a pint in his hands, wouldn't you? Drink the pint. Oh, it's a cracking. I love it. I love that.
He's a great writer, Keith Salmon.
Oh yeah, Jeff Goulding.
Brilliant.
What a lad he is. He's a lovely man. His knowledge is unbelievable. Yeah. Like your knowledge, boys. Like your knowledge.
Yeah, but Jeff's amazing.
Yeah. I'm just sending a message to me, mate. I hope he gets this. He wasn't well. He rang me up today. Keith Taylor. He rang me up and...
Who's that from?
He's been on. He used to come on a Thursday. But for some reason, he hasn't been well.
You're talking about Jeff?
What?
You're talking about Jeff Goulding?
No, it's a fellow named Keith Taylor.
Oh, Keith, yeah, he's lovely. He's great, isn't he?
Yeah, he hasn't been too well, unfortunately.
He does a lot of good work.
I was having a monster night, and he's just said, listen, I don't feel too good. He felt a bit rough today, as I was talking to him, and he works till late as well. So I just said, okay, no problem. I said, come on, if you want, it'd be great to see you again. And he just sent me the message there. So the link was sent to him, but he just can't make it, unfortunately. But anyway, let's get back to these Herbert Lom's brother. What a name that. That's it.
Let's get back to Herbert Lom.
Yeah, let's get back. Oh, listen, Lee.
He was a good actor.
Our Francine wants me to. I've got to go on a message with her on Saturday, and she said, "I'm coming down at 11, Dad." But I'm not. It's not just going up to Sainies and get back at about 2 o'clock. I think. Do you fancy doing that review tomorrow night, or are you going out?
No, I'll be here, mate.
Okay, so we'll do it. Shall we do it? Shall we do it about 7 o'clock? Or do you want it later? It's up to you. Or do you want it in the afternoon?
Anytime, mate. Anytime's good for me.
Okay.
Herbert Lom. I mean, come on. That is brilliant, that. Someone's
It is.
put Herbert Lom in there for a
Herbert
reason.
Lom's brother. I said
Herbert Lom.
He was brilliant.
Lom's brother. All right, so come out with a time. What's best for you?
Me, anytime you say, Frank.
All right, shall we say, God blimey. See, this is all this because of our Francine. Shall we say, I'll tell you what, we could still do it Saturday, but how about doing it about 7 o'clock? Unless they all watch the telly, don't they, on Saturdays?
No. My telly watching days are behind me, Frank. My telly
Yeah,
watching
but there'll
days.
only be me and you. We'll get a load of other people going here watching it. Say, oh, they thingies on it. That's
Tell you what I did watch before, The Pope's Exorcist with Russell Crowe. Now, I'm a Catholic like you, Frank. And I think I asked my dad that before. My dad had it on his films. And I said, does the devil and all that shit scare you? Like, because you're what's my dad called? A Protestant.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a Catholic, so I said, does it scare you more? And he said, I've never thought about it that way, son.
No, I won't watch anything like that. It's
Oh, it was shit. It was fucking shit anyway, The Pope's Exorcist. It was fucking shit. It was about a scary fucking Peppa Pig or something.
Stop swearing.
Sorry, it was dog shit though, that film. I was proud of being scared as a Catholic boy. And it was like,
I thought you watched The Voice, Frank.
Oh, blimey, yes. Yeah. And there's me watching nice films, he's coming out with all that Pope's Exorcist,
The Voice. The Voice.
The Voice. Well, anyway. Great to see you, George. Ordered my second copy of the book today. Mate in Waterstones just missed the last 4 copies by a few days. How about that?
Yeah, he's coming over. I think he's coming over next April with his son. His son's a golfer, and he wants to have a game of golf with me next April. So I've said to him, bring a book over, and I'll sign it for him anytime. You lovely lad, Brian.
George, did you ever watch Sunset Boulevard with Gloria Swanson?
Yeah, I've seen a stage show as well with Glenn Close.
What a story!
It's a fabulous story. Yeah, that's brilliant. Fantastic music.
You know what? I haven't watched a film that good for years, and I watched it yesterday. It was just brilliant. It was all I remembered and more.
What did she say? Wow.
Norma Desmond.
What was a famous line? She said, only the films are small, I got bigger or something. I can't remember. Yeah. She was a faded star. A bit like me.
I never say that to yours. No. Never give up.
But anyway, Keegan Murphy. Pretty tired of rumours about players in regards to our club. I've heard for months he's definitely coming, and then a week or two ago, apparently we're not in the race at all. As Keegan, as Redbird said, it's all smoke screens and everything. Take no notice, please.
Yeah.
Keegan, take no notice, mate. I'm telling you now, take no notice.
Media stories.
Yeah.
I trust Jurgen.
That says, to be honest, I think Enzo could have had 4 yellows, and he's right. He's right. He's right. Absolutely. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it.
Carvalho was late for training one morning. He stayed up late to watch the Swiss Family Robinson series. At least it wasn't Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
I think Carvalho got just screwed over by the fact we don't play at 10, says Keegan Murphy. What do you think about that?
A valid point. Could be
There's
salient.
a valid point. There's a very, very good valid point.
Yeah, I think he's good. I told you before, I think he's good, that Carvalho kid. But I don't reckon it's going to happen here. It's going to happen somewhere else.
Yeah.
He's not in the same class as Szoboszlai and Gravenberch.
No, certainly isn't. What do you think of Gakpo's form, Darryl?
Who's that?
Gakpo.
To be fair, Cody Gakpo's a bit like Bobby, isn't he? In some certain ways he plays. He works hard, does a lot for the team. I wouldn't say he's a natural goal scorer.
No.
But I'd definitely say he's the weak link out of the other 4. He'd be my 5th choice in there. But he can also play midfield, which helps. And I thought he played quite well against Brentford.
Well, that makes him versatile then, doesn't it, really? It makes him versatile.
He is pretty versatile as a player.
What do you think, George, about Gakpo?
I like Gakpo. I remember that goal he scored against United when he cut inside and stuck it in the corner down the Anfield Road end. He's prepared to have a shot from outside the box as well. He scored another good one. He had a quick turn just recently. I think it was West Ham. I can't remember. And,
he's outside the box.
Really good squad member. I don't think he's the sort of player that's going to be in the team from the start every week, but as part of the squad, like Harvey Elliott, I mean, he's a great player to come on. And when he does play, he doesn't let us down. I think he always makes a contribution.
What about you, Lee?
Yeah, pretty much the same as what George just said. Gakpo will be an amazing player for us, and he already has been in part. So, yeah. I mean, Gakpo's got a lot of talent. A lot of our forwards, all of our forwards have got a lot of talent, but I think Gakpo will come out smiling in a few years.
I mean, he's a big lad as well, isn't he?
The casual citizen says Jota has great positioning. Great positioning.
Yeah.
And Brian Edley says Jota is not getting the plaudits from other ex-players that he deserves. Yeah, that's another good one. The casual citizen again says his armband proved he was a red. Torres, the best time of my life. He was great, Torres. He was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Salah, Firmino and Mane, fantastic.
I'm going to go through these. Okay. Brian Edley. Gerard Houllier went into the dressing rooms after Istanbul. Says it all. Met him once, a lovely man. I was there for Reece's free kick against Bartes. What a goal that was. Keegan. Let's say Keegan, big up, bro. Darwin is better starting. Jota is better coming off the bench than Darwin is. Jota can ghost in. ghosting games, but will score given a chance, says Redbird. Stephen Snape says, for flagrant misappropriation of funds, Holland, Anthony, Mount and Maguire and 300 million there. That is, yeah. I know he's being sarcastic, yeah. Million for those. Holland, Anthony and Mount, Anthony, Mount and Maguire. Says a lot. Nunes will be brought on off the bench to cause City problems with his pacing. Dizzy lad, says John Gray. And Herbert Lum's brother says, earliest best signing, a man. Worst signing, El Hadj Diouf. Cracking comments.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
He's a nightmare.
No, Houllier bought worse players than that, mate. Diouf was
Bruno Giroud.
He scored 2 on his debut. Don't be saying that. Houllier bought much worse. All right. He was shit, Diouf and a flop in the long term. But at the beginning, he was good. And he looked good as well, didn't he? And he was like, when he scored goals, you know what I mean?
Anthony Letalak. Oh my God.
Yeah, Anthony Letalak.
Oh, he was gash. Jesus.
Bruno Giroud.
Giroud, yeah. Terrible.
People don't realise how Darwin helps others from players by pulling defenders away from them. Most of Salah's goals have been from Darwin assists. Excellent point. Bang on. Sorry, George.
They've got a good understanding. Nunes and Salah.
They certainly have. Banged on Redbirds about 50-50 tackle with Enzo on Everton's points deduction. I think they've renamed Bramley Moore the crisis loan arena of the championship. Good evening, Frank, and everyone says, lovely Anne. There she is. He was wondering where you were. You were wondering where you were, sweetheart. Keegan Murphy, if they take points off anyone before City, the league is finished in terms of integrity, whatever they have left, yes. They won't deduct, says Redbird. They won't deduct the trophies, otherwise they'd have to deduct City, and we all know that won't happen. Redbird carries on with cheating City should be deducted trophies. And how do you do, Anne, says Redbird to the lovely Anne. The only time any club will ever receive punishment for financial corruption is we were ever to do anything similar. I mean that. Hopefully we don't ever have that ownership. Oh, John Gray. This is when we were saying about the deductions, lads. I want to go right through them here. City should have the same consequences as did Rangers and Juve drop to the lower leagues. I said that.
It'll never happen. It'll never happen, Frank. That will never happen because of the big wig lawyers in the state. They're owned by a country, aren't they? They're not going to let that happen.
And do you know what? I tell you, more important than them, television.
Yeah.
Television. See a big team. You know, it was Liverpool at Manchester United, still is Liverpool at Manchester United, you know, the game. Just imagine if Manchester United were demoted or got relegated. I'm just saying this. And they'd have no more Manchester United, no Liverpool games. They won't have them. And, you know, that'll be sickening for them. Just imagine no City for about 3 or 4 years if they went into the lower leagues. And they've already deducted points off us this season. That is Spurs. Yes. Spurs game. We were cheated out of that. We were cheated. Keep on cheating. We were saying cheated. And then Bert says, it all depends on whether or not Klopp wants Andre. No one at the club has said we've even been in for the. They keep everything behind the scenes. Like I've said, most rumours are from press and fans. Yep.
Yeah.
Look, see, now Anne's going on to bloody films now. Watch God's Gun with Lee Van Cleef last night.
Sunset Boulevard with Gloria Swanson.
Well, I'm going to do a couple of reviews. One is not this is when me and Lee are doing it, and it's called The Last Voyage of the Dimitri. I think it's called the Dimitri. The Last Voyage of the Dimitri. Now, what I watched it, you know the way you get the little synopsis, and I've done this in my English literature class, which is Frankenstein. You know the full title of Frankenstein? You know the book? Do you know what the full title is? What is it? Shall I tell you?
Yeah.
Frankenstein, right. Prometheus Unbound. That's the full title of Frankenstein. Anyway, it's about the log. It's about the log, the captain's log, and they make that film out of it. It's cracking. It's really good. It's one of the best I've seen, actually. Anyway, you could call it Saturday night at the movies, says Herbert Lamb's brother. Saturday night at the movies. The Pope is too woke for my liking. I'm awake, not woke, says Redbird. These are the jokes, folks. Snapey says, do it at 7 o'clock. It'll be a genuine alternative to Strictly Come Dancing, Frank. Your film review pod will offer a genuine intellectual alternative to the televised torture proffered by the BBC. All right. We'll do it at 7 o'clock Saturday. Is that all right with you, Lee?
It is, Frank. Of course it is.
We'll do it then.
Sunset Boulevard.
What about Escape to Victory?
Oh, Pele's words.
I spoke to John Walker at Christmas party last year, and he was telling me about
bloody hell.
Do you know what?
John
West
Walker.
Stallone as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, John Walker. You're Scottish, George. John Walker was in Escape to Victory, wasn't he?
That's right, I was talking to him. He was telling me about it, yeah. Johnny Walker. Playing with Pele.
Do you know when you watch it carefully, and it's near the end and you see all the fans running, don't you? You know, all the running and they're everywhere. And do you know what you see? And no one got onto this, and I should have a look at that. And it was the way they dressed in the days. You know, all these kids and, you know, young guys up with tank tops. They all had tank tops on. And it was supposed to be 1942 or something.
He said Pele had about 10 takes to do the overhead kick.
10.
To get it right.
Keegan Murphy says, you've got to scroll down on
the Escape to Victory was
you've got to scroll down on the like it gets away from you a bit, and he laughs. Keegan, thanks. And Marios was there as well. Yeah, see, we missed Marios.
Isn't it James Coburn who
He said he was coming on. He's got his training night tonight.
It is. It's James Coburn, isn't it? He goes into France or something as a bear, and then like disappears on a canoe or something, doesn't he, James Coburn, to the French Alps or something?
Oh, that was the Great Escape, that.
Yeah, that's right.
Used to be on every cricket card, blimey. Yeah, right. And Donald Pleasance was he was the forger, and he went blind. The forger, and he done all the all these forgery things, so the passes and everything else. and he goes blind.
Yeah, but it took a while. He didn't go blind instantly. It took a while, didn't it? And he knew that he was going to go blind for doing these things, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, Redbird says, you don't have to read every chat, Frank. Just choose the ones you want to read out. We won't be offended, but if you don't read this, I will be. Says Redbird. Oh, and there's our Marius, look. Just in the house, exhausted, lad. Sorry for my absence again. It's really busy period for me, and I'm trying to fix my program ASAP. Greetings to all the lovely listeners. Thanks for your understanding. You never walk alone. No, we didn't understand you, Marius. I'm only joking, Marius.
He's training for a marathon.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. What a lad. Love him. You know, he's a regular with yourself, George, on a Tuesday
night. Yeah.
I haven't watched the BBC, ITV, etc., or read any mainstream paper for about 8 years. I don't do propaganda, and most of it is, in my opinion. Neither do I. Good man, Redbird, you like me? Me. Oh, there's JK Kismet. Big up, bros. Hope you're all well. Thought you were coming on tonight. I'll pop on the next one, Frank. All right, says JK. Yeah, absolutely. And Redbird says, you know, bless up, and he says it back. And Brian McMahon, thank you, frankly, Brian George, for a great LFC evening together, debating our times. What a great team to support.
Sunset Boulevard.
That was George.
Before. I thought if I'm going to come on Frank's show, I need to know old films and good stuff. So I watched it before, and I enjoyed it immensely.
Did George Sheffield tell you to watch that?
No.
Sunset.
No, my own brain told me to think that.
Sunset Boulevard, Steven Gerrard. Anyway, John Walker was in that season. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And Oppenheimer, I won't watch it, Snappy. Tragic how he was treated by the American government and CIA. And I'll tell you why I won't watch it. I was talking to a fellow historian, and I mentioned one name. I said, was he in it? And he said, no. And I said, well, I won't watch it. Won't watch it if he wasn't in it. Because the most pivotal man for the splitting of the atom was a professor from Liverpool University. And his name was Sir James Chadwick. And they couldn't have did the atom bomb. They couldn't have made it without him. Did you know that? So I won't watch that.
Your knowledge is amazing, Frank.
James Chadwick and a Professor Rutherford as well before him. They were doing unbelievable. What's Darrell doing? Is he digging it?
He's fell down a black hole.
He's digging it to get out. He must be in jail with his little phone. He's digging himself out. Brian Headley wouldn't have Chuck Carlyle to have been the keeper. They would still be inside. That's in the the film that Pele was in, and John Walker. John Walker was a really underrated player. He scored 40 goals for Ipswich one season from midfield. He was.
Yeah. Can I come in here? It was 1984-85. John Walker was our biggest goal scorer.
Go away.
Yeah.
He was. 84-85, Walker outscored everyone, even Ian Rush.
Yeah. He did the same.
Brian Headley, the Bridge of the River Kwai, Brill.
Sir Alec Guinness.
Sir Alec Guinness stole it, didn't he? Fantastic.
Yeah,
great actor. Absolutely brilliant actor.
Do you remember they always used to say, colour by Technicolor.
Yeah, yeah. And surround sound.
Yeah.
Surround sound, everything, you know. Now it's Dolby systems and whatever.
I never
Anyway.
trusted that name. Dolby always sounded crap to me. Like Thomas Dolby. Do you remember him? Thomas Dolby from the 80s.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
Thanks very much, because I've got all Dolby sounds.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what to say now, does he? But anyway,
MGM.
Herbert Long's brother says James Garner, great actor, helped Donald Pleasant. He did. And he got him in the planes, didn't he? And, you know, and he got caught. And you think they were going to freedom and he had to land. And then, you know, because he was shot down. Great actor, James Garner, wasn't he? But Pleasance is it. Great actor, Donald Pleasance, you know, very underrated.
Oh, yeah. 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 Great villain.
And Stephen Snape.
I like Walter Matthau.
Yeah. And Jack Lemmon.
Very sarcastic actor. Sarcastic actor. I seen it. He was in a bad film. I think it was called Earthquake or something like that. Charlton Heston, right? Charlton Heston.
Yeah, Charlton Heston.
Yeah. And he has a daughter, right, in it. You know, was it just supposed to play his daughter, Ava Gardner, and she was older than him, Charlton Heston. No, it wasn't. He was married to Ava Gardner, you know the character, and she was Lorne Green's daughter, and Lorne Green looked younger than Charlton Heston, albeit that he had white hair. It was a terrible miscast.
I've seen it, Frank, I've seen it. Lorne Green is a daft name, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
But tell you, was a great actor. Was in a lot of good films. Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
He was in Days of Wine and Roses, in The Apartment, and with Walter Matthau. He got an Oscar for that, I think.
Yeah,
The Apartment's a great film. Thanks for chucking that in there, George.
Yeah,
he was in a film where he plays a serious man, and his son had been kidnapped, missing, and he was also in that one where there was 3 Mile Island. It was a true story with Jane Fonda and Michael Douglas. I forget what it was called, and it was about a leak at 3 Mile Islands, and they were investigating it. Jane Fonda and Michael Douglas. They were investigating the leak from a nuclear power plant on 3 Mile Island in America. I forget the name of the title. And Jack Lemmon was not the engineer, but the runner of he ran the nuclear power plant. He was very good on that. He was really good. I'm in training for 3 Mars bars and a quad Twix challenge. Marathons are for nuts. Marios, he says. To Marios, that was. George, what golf club are you a member of? Jaden's here. He says hi.
It's the Bromborough Golf Club on the Wirral.
Bromborough Golf Club on the Wirral.
Yeah.
That's what he's a member of, Jaden and Brian. Played by Eli Wallach. I don't know what.
He was a good actor as well.
Yeah, very good. Good, the badly ugly, brilliant in that season. That's Eli Wallach, because he was the main badly in that. Good night, all.
Frank, let me in here. Eli Wallach's best thing from the Bad and the Ugly is where he says, anybody who double crosses Tuchel, he doesn't understand Tuchel. There was more to it. Do you remember that bit, like where Clint Eastwood has ripped him off and fucking sold him down the river? Sorry for swearing. And then he goes, anybody that double crosses Tuchel, he not understand He doesn't understand Tuchel. Do you like that bit? I like that bit.
Nice, okay.
You can tell it's an international break. We're talking about films.
Exactly. Can't believe this. I'm trying to get through some comments. Brian McMahon says, oh, nice goal. Special mention to Brian.
Double crosses Tuchel.
Can I just mention Brent Stockton? He's dead, you know.
He understands nothing about Tuchel.
Comes in.
Sorry, but that shit made me laugh. It's always made me laugh. Made me laugh when I was a kid. Made me laugh.
And listen, can I just finish off here? Right, Brian McMahon, gone nice all. Special mention to Brian. Plenty of rest and speedy recovery. All the best. Right. I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. I've got this bloody thing. You can't see it. Got a lot of that's Jason. Got a big thing coming up in front of me. Big white thing. And I had to keep getting rid of it. Anyway, Herbert Long's brother says, Lee, check out Plaza Suite with Walter Matthau. And answer, no.
Felix Unger is one of the funniest characters ever.
Can I finish this, Lee?
Yes, of course.
Oh, blimey. And says, no, his best line is, he says, if you are going to shoot, don't talk. That was Clint Eastwood when he was having a bat, wasn't it? And he's looking at him, he's going, and he just says, you're going to shoot, don't talk. He shoots him. Funny enough, I watched Anger Mai today, Clinton.
Wait. Culture. Anne's a culture vulture.
Right, Lee, I'm going to have it at 7 o'clock in the morning, so you won't be able to have a belly. Ola Headley, now Brian Headley. Cheers, lads, great again. You never walk alone. Redbird, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and Darryl G.
Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry, yeah.
Go ahead, Punk.
He's not deaf, he's drunk. Can't believe these are bloody lines coming out. Good night, lads. Good night, lads. One and all. Take care, lads and lasses. Get well and rapid recovery, fella. That's for you, that, Darryl.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Great show, guys, says Redbird.
Blandy, I'm still here, Blandy.
I reckon them Cronenbergs are going down well, Lee.
Do you ever remember what was it? The Eagle has landed.
Yeah,
remember the Eagle has landed. Yeah. Right, and there was a British actor in it, and he has one of them lips. Well, Darren Nesbitt, his name was, and he was a German, and he was always a snide, you know.
What, a German called Darren Nesbitt?
He plays a bloody German. He was an actor. God, I'm playing.
I'm Nick German.
My favourite German is Jürgen Prochnow. He always pops up in all the films. He always pops up in Jürgen Prochnow as a bad German.
Brilliant, great actor, Jürgen.
It's an easy assignment, isn't it, to be a bad German? If you want to be a bad German on film, mate, all you've got to do is turn up, basically, and speak German.
Top's my favourite German.
Jürgen Prochnow, yeah. I'll tell you who was a good German.
Freddie Starr. Spike Milligan.
Answer is Ramsey Nesbitt. I remember the Palace of Perth, not so much. The Eagle has landed. Yeah. The one that got away with Hardy Kruger, brilliant actor was Hardy Kruger. trying to think of that German. He's a proper German as well. The Larty Kruger was. And anyway, listen, lads, I'll have to finish this because we've gone over time again, and it's been eventful. But listen, I've got to say this. I've got to go through the football. I really have, instead of all these, Schweinhunds and Germans and whatever. I love them all. Right, so I'll see you tomorrow. Is it tomorrow or Saturday? I'm seeing you now. When is it? Lee?
I'm not quite sure, Frank.
No, I can't see it. Can I? Yeah. Yes, Saturday. All right, I'll see you Saturday.
Don't put this on me, Frank. Please don't put this on me to explain this. To explain
Right,
what we've been going on about for the last half an hour.
I think it's time for my bed, Frank. I'm off now.
No, I know, George. I know.
No adjustments.
I'll see you next Tuesday, Frank. Okay, I'll tell Mario she will ask
See you
you for him.
Tuesday. You and Marios. Okay. Thank you.
See you, George.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, George. Good night. See, he gets it out of work. Look at that. Redbird says, Klopp's granddad bombs are chippy, but I can do it. Right, I'm going to end this. I've got to end this. Darryl, have you enjoyed it?
Loving it, Frank.
You like
It's
it?
been
Yeah.
brilliant, mate.
All right, so I love you on again. Is that okay?
Of course, Frank. Take it easy. God bless. Hope all's well, you know.
Thank you, mate. I'll see you there very soon.
Take care, Frank.
Okay. Take care, Brian.
Take care, mate.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Right, that's me finished for the night. To the German one, Frank, I'll play the bad guy, say sneaky. German. Vaz has had too much water, says Sam. Right, and that's me for the night. It's me till next Tuesday for the football pod. I'm having no more of this. I'm having none. So no more like pings on about films or anything. I'll have another show for that. I'll see you all on, I don't see it on Saturday at 7 o'clock with the, if I don't see you on Saturday with the film TV review, I'll see you on Saturday, 7 o'clock, that is. I'll see you on Monday with a history show because I'm doing the Maybrick murder, James Maybrick's murder. I'm doing that. And next Tuesday, I'll be back on the pod doing football. And definitely, no film or reviews will get mentioned unless Anne comes on and mentions it. Don't behave yourself, man. Don't mention any names. Mention Klopp or someone. Good night, fella. Boss show. Thanks, Snapey. Thank you so much. So anyway, Lee, you ready for it's less than 48 hours. 7 o'clock, Saturday. Film review.
Yes, of course, yes.
Okay.
Frank, of course, I'll be here, mate. I've got nothing else to do, mate, have I? But
Yeah,
talk
just
about what we want to talk about.
And don't bring football into it either. Like tonight.
I would never do that. I would never be so uncouth as to bring football into it.
I'm going to review another one as well. which I won't say anything because it's good. It's a good one. Just put me some down. So anyway, Lee, thank you so much. I'll see you Saturday, one way or the other. Is that okay?
Yes.
Thank you. That's the gun. Benny Hill. Okay, Lee. Did you ever watch Benny Hill? Did you ever watch him?
Yes, Ernie the fast. I like all the stuff, but Ernie the fastest milkman in the West was the funniest one.
The funniest thing I've ever seen.
That fella who was always a batty in films, he chucks something at Benny Hill and hits him on the head. Or something.
So no. Anyway, there was one scene, Benny Hill, and you see this girl walking down a lovely white corridor, you know, a lovely white door. She knocks on the door, it was a doctor, and it goes to Benny, right? So you just see Benny sitting there, you know, like that, and you just see his head, and she goes, big voluptuous blonde, and she says, "Hello, doctor," and he went, "Hello," and she went, "Can you examine me?" He said, "Yeah. Take your clothes off behind the screen and put them on top of mine." And the camera just goes out and you see him just sitting there. And I was watching one of those, you know, those doctor series, you know, films. And Leslie Phillips, he gets called out of this house. And he goes and you see this, like, wouldn't get away with it today. You see the mother say, "Come in, doctor, you know, my daughter, she's not too good today." So she's standing there like that, and he walks in, and he goes, "Oh," she's like that. So he puts his things in, and he looked at her, and he said to her, "Big breaths," and she said, "Yeah, they are big, aren't they? If they something like that, they lift." You couldn't get anything away. You can't get away with that today. You know, some of those things. Yeah, they are, and they. That's what they all say. That's what they all say. Big breath. And Leslie Phillips just goes. Anyway, I'm getting off before. And to escape to victory, says Stephen Snape Frank. Yes, I'm going to do well now. Benny Hill chasing the women. Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, Lee, thank you so much. See you Saturday. And I'll see you on Tuesday as well. How's that?
Cheers, mate. Thanks, Frank.
You. No, thank you. Good man. And that's me for tonight. Thank you so much. It's 10:20. Been here since 8. Sorry to go on and on and on, but it's the way it is. Thank you so much.